Now that we have the cart completed, engine bolted to the cart, did go ahead and label this in here International, even though it's a McCormick-Deering made by International. It's 1.5 horsepower. That's to put an end to this engine here. We're going on to something else. It's 1929 is the year model of manufacture. EK magneto spark plug ignition. Got a Champion W14 plug in there, modified it on the shop workbench, and we'll talk about modifying them spark plugs at a later date. Got the exhaust pipe put on there. I do kind of prefer that over the original muffler. And this engine is basically it's a good example of an as-found engine. Replaced the lines with the copper. Originally it would have had the 3 brass lines. I'm going to leave this engine as is, and we're going to start it up and run it. But just to walk through you here, you know, you can end up with a pretty nice engine, pretty original. And I am going to do a flashback right quick. And right now we'll flash back and we'll show you this engine the day that it arrived here in the backyard. Something else out to you here. This engine right here still got part of the decal on there. That's quite important. We will build this engine here at a later date. Pretty good engine. Well, I say pretty good. It's your normal old barnyard find, you know. I don't think it's been in the junkyard. I think this has been in the shed somewhere or another. Got DK magneto on there. The housing is turned around wrong. The spark plug washer come out up here like this right here. It didn't have no fuel pump on it, but I did get the fuel pump in a box of miscellaneous parts. And that engine over yonder, that's part of that 100 engine episode. And it does have a fuel pump on it. That's the last one of those to get home. And we got her. And we got her here. That's a big tag. This engine, it does have the greaser, it has the give key protector, it does have the pulley. It's a fairly complete engine. The oiler is missing, oiler pipe. Someone has had the head and the carburetor off. And I know, and let this, write this on the wall there in your shop. And it will come back to be to an advantage in your life. Is when you buy an engine that's like this right here that you don't know nothing about, how long it's been, and this engine, oh, it's free. Oh, it's free. It's ready to start. Got some compression. The whole, you know, it's what you would buy at a swap meet. There's no grease whatsoever on it. It's just not a good candidate to start now. Need to take this engine apart and at least know what the rings looks like. Know they're free in the groove, and know that see, if I raise up on that flywheel a little bit, it's got some play in there. Not enough to that the engine wouldn't start, but and we don't get me on loose crankshaft bearing. Remnants of the decal on this side. This engine was actually a McCormick-Deering made by International Harvester. With that said, let's get her started. And as I've stated before, there is just no reason to run a closed choke on a McCormick-Deering Type M. Just no reason. So open up your choke completely open. This is the head. You can go backwards. This is kind of a repeat of some other stuff. Leave a comment. But this is one of the heads that I built the valves. If you remember the valve episodes, this is them. The timing, it says start right there. You can't go wrong. Put that up on start, and right down there it says run. After the engine starts, you move that downward. It retards and advances the spark is what that is. I've got grease in all of the grease cups. This is the inside crank rod bearing greaser, remember that. This fuel pump is the one that was on the workbench. Just go back a couple of videos and you'll see us have this apart. It has the lever right here that you can pump up and down, and you can observe the gasoline. In this case here, I'm running Coleman fuel, the cheap store brand Camp fuel. It's a low octane. I kind of like it. And let's turn the flywheels over. Okay, the engine should start. Now remember, this is an EK mag. Do not use a crank and handle. I got a tooth broke out right there to attest to that fact. Start to run, move this down on the run position, and open up the oiler to about 4 or 5 drops per minute. Enjoy. Water hopper holds about 1 gallon and 3/4, almost 2 gallons of water in